Hi everyone, this is Munchie Milo's mum. Today I decided it would be a good idea to do a video on talking through their health check that I try to carry out once a week. So in this folder here, this is where I keep all of my guinea pig information on the boys. I've got 3 sections, so I've got Milo's. I have Munchies and I also have Crunchies as well. Those of you who don't know, Crunchy was my other guinea pig that used to live with Munchie, who sadly passed away back in September, so that's when we got Milo. So every week I carry out a health check and I fill it in on a table, which is 2 pages. And it just helps me keep a record of their health, basically. So if they have to go to the vets, then I have a record of their health, so I can kind of keep an eye on their weight, keep an eye on their body condition, their behaviour, that sort of thing. So I have got Milo with me here, who is just about to have his health check, who I will try and show, but I don't know if he will keep still. So I'm going to just end this part of the video to set up my tripod to do the actual health check, because that would be easier for me to do it on. So yeah, and the reason why Milo's here and not Munchie is because Milo is a lot calmer with his health check than Munchie. Hey little Milo. So I'm just going to do the second part on the tripod because it's easier. So I'll be back. So I'm back with little Milo, who is a bit of a pain in the bum, but he's okay. Oh, sorry Milo. Right, so we're going to start Milo's health check. So if we go by my folder, because I always have to go by my folder, which I should have left it on the page. The first thing I would normally do is fill in their name, what they are, which guinea pig is. Obviously a guinea pig is their species, their age. So Milo is 1 year and 11 months. His birthday is not to the end of the month, and he's male, definitely male. So the first thing we would check is their eyes. So you would want to kind of hold the guinea pig towards your chest and have a look at their eyes. So Milo is a little bit spooked, so I apologise, he's not very comfortable with me checking, but he's quite good. So what you would want to see is no discharge, that they're nice and clean and clear, and there's no discharge. So Milo, his eyes are nice and clear and they're bright and they're open. You wouldn't want them to be kind of like half shut, because that can be a sign of probably of maybe an infection or something from the discharge. I'm not very experienced with guinea pig eye problems because my guinea pigs haven't suffered any problems with their eyes, but Milo's is normal. He's got a few sleeps around his eyes though, bless him, but his eyes are normal. So the next thing you would want to check are their ears. So if Milo stays still, then we might be able to get this done. Good boy. So just gently lift up the ear. I know you probably can't see, but you wouldn't want them to be smelly or crusty or red or any cuts. His are nice and clean and clear and not crusty, so his are normal. And then you'd have to check the other ear as well to make sure that his other ear is fine as well. So far, Milo, you're so good. Next thing is their nose, which can be a bit difficult to check, but Milo's quite good, so I can check his nose. You wouldn't want any discharge coming from the nose or for it to be runny. It would have to be dry, not wet. So his nose is nice and dry, no blood, no discharge, and he doesn't seem irritated or in any pain near his nose, so that's good. So his nose is good. So for that, I would put that his condition for those. Oh, we got the mouth as well. Some guinea pigs let you check their mouth, but it's a bit hard for me to show you on camera. You can't physically open their mouths. Most guinea pigs probably wouldn't allow you to do that. I mean, Milo does let me check sometimes, but I can't really show you on camera. But you can check their front teeth, make sure they're not overgrown. If they were overgrown, you'd probably see that they're overgrown. But you wouldn't want any sores near their mouth. But when I checked Milo's nose, I did check his mouth as well, and his mouth seems good. He's got no sores, and his teeth are nice and at a good length. You can also feel along the jawline, I suppose, if you can't check for any lumps or bumps, which Milo doesn't have any. I think they would probably let you know if they're in any discomfort. But the thing I normally do with their mouth is just observe them when they're eating. If they're having problems chewing, they might chew on one side, or they might just not be able to eat at all, which normally if they stop eating, that's normally not a good sign. So if you do notice that they're having problems eating, or they're just not eating at all, or not really as much as they used to, take them to a vet. But another good way to check if they're eating properly is their weight, which I will come back to in a minute. So the next thing is their skin and their fur, which Milo is molting at the moment. So this, you would kind of lift up the fur to check the skin. You would probably have to go all over. Milo is a Rex guinea pig, so his fur is quite tight and quite short, so it's quite easy to check. Munchie's got longer fur in all different directions, so it can be a bit more tricky for me to check his fur because he doesn't like me checking his fur. Milo has suffered with dry skin, so his fur is still a bit flaky, and he has had some scabbing, especially around his rear end. But I've been treating it with coconut oil and it seems to be working. However, it just seems to be coming back every single time I stop it, so it's probably going to have to be a long-term solution. But like, you wouldn't want their fur coming out in big clumps, which was what Milo's was doing when he had dry skin. You wouldn't want any redness or scabbing or patches. Munchie had a few patches. You can also check their scent gland, which is around the back, and make sure that's not clogged up. I will check his fur over properly, but this is just for video. I'll do like a full health check at the end. But yeah, so I've just noticed around here it's a bit scabby, so I will need to make a note that he's got some scabbing around here. I can't really show you, but I can kind of, like, it's coming out in clumps like that basically, which he seems to be getting from dry skin, so he will need some coconut oil to treat that. So other than that, his fur's fine. He's got no redness. He doesn't really like me poking around his fur, but there you go. You can also check their claws and their feet. So we'll start with his front feet. So you would want to check the underneaths of their feet and like their claws are at a good length, so I clipped Milo's claws. I clipped them on the 30th of December, and I tend to do them every 6 to 8 weeks. So I've put down that he's due a nail clipping on the 24th of February. It's good to keep a record of when they're next due and do them regularly. Munchie's actually due today, but he's a bit more tricky to do his feet. I can't do them because he's got black nails. Milo, on the other hand, has got white nails, so I can do his on my own. And Munchie tends to throw a fit when it comes to doing his nails because he doesn't like them being done. So the next part of the health check is checking their what's called their genital area, so their penis and like where they go to the toilet basically. So Milo is not going to like this part, so I try and lift him up holding his bum in one hand and his front feet on my other hand. So he doesn't like this part, so I try and make it quick. He seems alright. He is a bit cloggy, but you want to check that there are no signs of infection, that it's not smelly or clogged up with poo. Males especially, as they get older, can get something called Milo doesn't want to be here on this health check anymore. I'll leave him for a sec to calm down. Males especially can get something called impactation, so where their poo tends to get clogged up and they struggle to kind of clean down there. But that can be a conversation for another time. Milo's only just coming up to 2, so he's quite young and I haven't had to deal with any toileting issues with him or Munchie. So yeah, you just want to make sure there's no swelling or any redness or sores down there, which Milo's is nice and kind of clean, apart from he must have just gone for a poo before I got him out because it's a bit pooey down there, but it's not like clogged up or anything. So I'm just going to check that this is still recording. It's still recording, I apologise. Next page is more about their behaviour, so I can't really show you, but I can talk about them with you. So the next page I put about their eating and drinking habits, whether they're eating, it's more of an observational thing. So whether they're eating properly, like they normally would, or whether you've noticed something out of the ordinary. I haven't noticed anything with Milo. Milo's been eating normally, but I will find out when I weigh him. The next bit is about their behaviour, any unusual behaviour. So in Milo's last health check, which was about 2 weeks ago, he was quite quiet, not very vocal, because I just had to separate him from Munchie at the time because they're not getting on. So they're now actually living separately. But he's adapted well. I'm going to just see if I can put him back on my lap. There you go, Milo. But he's definitely adapted since then, so he's doing better. He's eating and drinking and not really sleeping as much as what he was. He's much more active and I get him out more, so it helps. Next is about their weight and their actual body condition. So this is kind of where you feel everywhere basically. So you can start, I suppose, from the front and make your way back rather than start from the back and make your way up the front. It's easier to start the front. So I just tend to feel down the jawline gently. Well, not too rough. Milo doesn't like it very much. But you're kind of feeling for any lumps or bumps, but you would kind of do this as you check their other bits anyway. And Milo doesn't want to be checked. But just feeling for any lumps or bumps or wounds. Anywhere they don't really like it basically, but Milo doesn't tend to like this part very much anyway. The next bit is about their medications and treatments. So this is the bit where I make any notes on whether they're on any medications, whether they're under any treatment by a vet. So this is normally where I make a note that Milo is getting coconut oil for his dry skin. It's just a record for me. You don't have to make any notes if you don't want to, but it just helps me for when I take them to the vets, and then I have a record of what treatments they've had. Most of the time the vets would know because it would be on their records, but Milo didn't go to the vet for his dry skin. I actually treated him from home, following some advice from where I got Milo from a rescue. So he didn't go to a vet for his dry skin because we wanted to try this coconut oil first, which worked. Sorry. Then the last bit we've got is about their feces and urine. So whether their urine's been normal, like whether there's been any signs of blood. Blood in the urine is never normally a good sign. Sometimes you can notice white powdery urine, which is normally a sign of high calcium levels, because like too many carrots, for example, are quite bad because they're quite high in calcium. But Milo's been fine. His poo's fine. It's not hard, or he's not struggling to go for a pee or a poo. I will probably note that down as well if they're having any problems with toileting. And then I've got basically an overall comment of how the health check was. So in this one, for example, that I put the overall health check for Milo was good. Just need to continue coconut oil for his dry skin, which will probably be what I put for today because of he's still got dry skin. But I actually lost his coconut oil a couple of weeks ago, so he hasn't had it for a couple of weeks, so I will have to probably start it again. And then I just put the date and who checked him, which would be me normally. And then I'll do another health check in about a week, and I just need to do his weight, but I don't really want to have to do, I don't think I can show you on camera how to weigh Milo. I think you should hopefully know that, but a normal weight, I don't really know what their normal weight should be. I think it's between 900 grams to 1,300 grams, so 1,500 grams. It's different for every guinea pig. Like when I done Milo 2 weeks ago, his weight was 1,258 grams. So he'd put on 19 grams since his last health check, which was on the 18th, which was a week ago. I hope this video helps. I apologise Milo ran off, but he doesn't tend to like sitting on my lap very much. And I hope this helps with health checking, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you for watching. Bye.